What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for Serie A Week 29 predictions, and once again, Italy is where it's at for the Full 90. Most of our winning accumulators lately over on the Patreon have come from Italian football, Serie A and Serie B, and again, in the last episode of Serie A predictions, we had more perfect scores. We had 3. That was Parma and Torino to draw 2-2 with each other, Bologna to win 2-1, and Napoli to win 2-1 as well. So we're looking to continue the form with more Serie A predictions this week. Flashing up on the screen are all of the people that are supporting me over on the Patreon. They would have had the Italian accumulators that I mentioned earlier in this video. If you want to get a shout out in every single episode of the Full 90, as well as direct messaging access to me, and of course access to the exclusive members tips and accumulators, then you can click that top link in the description if that is something that you'd be interested in, even if it's just for a month or two as we head into the end of the season. I'd really appreciate the support on the channel, and I'm sure you'll get plenty out of it as well. But moving on from that, we're kicking it off with Serie A, and we have starting Genoa up against Lecce. Now, I will say, in the Bundesliga video yesterday, I actually said that every single team would score in the game week, and for a bit of fun, made the accumulator, I'll show you here, of both teams to score in every single Bundesliga game at odds of 110-ish to 1. But with Serie A, it's going to be much, much different. I've got 5 teams not finding the back of the net this week, and we're kicking off with our first one in Lecce. I don't think they score, and I think Genoa will be able to get the win at home. They haven't won in the last 3. They drew with Cagliari, they drew with Empoli, and they lost to Inter Milan, but it was only 1-0. I think it's going to be low scoring. I'm going to say 1-0, and at odds of 2, I'm going for Genoa to win. I really like those odds, and I think it's pretty likely. Lecce are not very good. They definitely could still be relegated, and I think Genoa do just get the win here. After this, it is Monza up against Parma. Monza losing to Inter Milan 3-2 in the end. A very spirited performance there, but wasn't to be won in the end, and Parma getting that 2-2 draw that we predicted. I think Parma actually get the win here, scoring twice. I'm going to go 2-1, and the tip is going to be Parma double chance and both teams to score at 2.3. Giving Monza a little bit of something, giving them a goal. I think Parma, we love a bit of both teams to score when Parma's involved, so I'm going 2-1, but if you prefer the outright win, then the odds here are fantastic. I think Parma are going to separate themselves from the bottom 3 with a win here, overtaking Lecce and Verona, and possibly even Cagliari, in fact. Yes, I would say so. So this could see Parma, if all games go their way, move up to 14th in the league table, which would be really, really good news for them. After this, it is Udinese against the aforementioned Hellas Verona. Again, I think it's going to be low scoring. I'm just going to back the home side, the better side. I'm going to say 1-0, and the tip is going to be under 2.5 goals at 1.72, rather than Udinese to get the outright win, despite Verona losing 4 of their last 5 and Udinese winning 4 of their last 6. It does look like a home win here, so possibly Udinese to win and under 3.5 goals, probably odds of like 2.5. Very, very good. And I think if you can just stay with the home side, you'll make some money there. After this, it's AC Milan up against Como. I love the odds for this one. I do think AC Milan will be able to get another win after their little losing streak there. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win, and the tip is going to be AC Milan to win at 1.8. I thought about AC Milan and both teams to score, but at these odds, it's not necessary, and it does keep 1-2-0 onside as well. So 2-1 to AC Milan. After this, it is Torino up against Empoli. I'm going for another low-scoring home win. It's going to be a 1-0 win to Torino, and I am actually going to tip Torino to win at 1.8. I think unders is very, very low odds, and I just think Torino will get the win. They've won double the amount of games of Empoli. I don't know when Empoli's last win even was, and they're in the relegation zone at this point. So I'm going Torino to win 1-0. After this, it's Venezia up against Napoli. We tipped Napoli and both teams to score there against Fiorentina, which was phenomenal after a winless run of 5 games for Napoli. But Venezia's is even longer than that. They're at the bottom of the league, more or less. I think it'll be a simple 2-0 win to Napoli, and I really, really like Napoli and under 3.5 goals at 2. Because I don't think this is 4-0. I don't think this is 3-1. I think it's Napoli and under. And if we do get a Napoli and both teams to score like here, we still get it if it is a 2-1 win. I think Napoli just do get the win. After this, it's Bologna up against Lazio. Bologna 1 point behind Lazio at home. slight favourites. I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1, and the tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.9. Lazio, I think you'd expect them to beat Udinese, to be honest. They beat AC Milan before that. Bologna beating Verona, beating Cagliari, beating AC Milan. Brilliant results. I don't think they get beaten, at the very least at home here, so I'm going for that 1-1 draw. After this, Roma up against Cagliari. Roma pushing their way up the table, 5 wins in a row now. Cagliari winless in their last 4. I think this lends itself well to a Roma win, so I'm going for my highest tip of the day. Roma to win and both teams to score at 3.75. Such a massive increase for Roma letting in a goal. They beat Empoli 1-0, Como 2-1, Monza 4-0, Parma 1-0, Venezia 1-0. So goals have been hard to come by for Roma opponents, but Cagliari, I think they can do it. They scored against Genoa, they scored against Bologna. Juventus, that's fine. And same with Atalanta, they scored against Parma. So I think Cagliari are good for a goal. 2-1, Roma and both teams to score. After this, we have Fiorentina up against Juventus. I think Fiorentina draw a blank here. I just think Juve are going to find a way to squeeze out a win. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. But in case it is a 2-1 or something like that, I'm going for Juventus to win and under 3.5 goals at 2.75. I don't think we see 4-0. I know they lost to Atalanta 4-0 here, but I think they bounced back. Fiorentina obviously also lost as well to Napoli, and I think Juve are just a little bit better than Fiorentina. So that's what we're going with. After this, the final game. It's Atalanta up against Inter Milan. I'd love to predict an Atalanta win, which would see them tie points with Inter in second place and Napoli moving up to first if Napoli get the win. But let's say Napoli draw. If Atalanta win, we have everyone on 61 points at the top of the Serie A with Atalanta, Inter and Napoli. But I just don't see it. It was a brilliant result against Juve, but I'm going to go for points shared here, 1-1, and the tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.7. So much fewer goals this game week. Like I said, 5 teams I predicted not to score, and just like with the Bundesliga video yesterday, which is a bit of a surprise, no teams to score more than twice. So please, by all means, leave your predictions down in the comments below. Let me know where you agree with me, disagree with me. There's ways to be civil about it. You don't have to call me an idiot or that I have no ball knowledge because I predicted one result over another. This is all a bit of fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe while you're down there, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.